Log recording. 5:15 or 16 in the morning. I'm not even live yet for Pacific Coast Standard Time. It's January 14th, 2023. Part two of my ranting and raving this morning. Yeah, I was going crazy earlier concerning about this world of ours and if we actually had ET. I mean, it was driving me crazy when I saw CNN running it every once in a great while that we have Air Force still freaking out about UFOs. Shit. These guys have been freaking out since about the 1940s of what was published anyway going forward. And we heard about the Roswell, New Mexico, and everybody else started freaking out about that damn thing. And Air Force started saying, no, it's just nothing but weather balloons. We had anamorphic beings in there. They thought they were aliens. Here we come with the alien conspiracy shit going on. It's been going on for about, 80 years? But I had a feeling that if we actually had aliens coming down here and taking a look at mankind right now as it is, I think we would be really having issues over this one. Because I don't think mankind would have been able to deal with this shit in the first place. I mean, we'd be shooting first and then asking ourselves, what's for dinner? I think we're going to have roadkill today. What do you think? Oh, extraterrestrial roadkill? Are you kidding me? I prefer terrestrial roadkill myself. Besides, there's live ones I've got in the back of the truck. I make the jokes facetious at this point. I'm watching the news right now. Typical weather pattern. A little comfortable in the mornings, a little more comfortable during the daytimes, and we maybe get some rain coming up here to drive us all crazy. How about that in the morning? Okay, back to ET coming down here. ET starts watching of all the electromagnetic energy we've been sending out to the universe in the form of radio and television waves. They see this and they wonder, what the hell are these people? Oh, we finally got one of their devices over here. Okay, let's see. Oh, look at these strange looking creatures here. And these etchings over here. What do they mean? Well, we're trying to figure that thing out. We've been putting it through our computer, and our computer is going on that one. Damn. So in the meanwhile, we're trying to do this shit. We get to deal with the reports coming down the pipeline through conspiracy lines and through other internet sources. We are trying to gather as much information about aliens as much as possible. But the Air Force still can't figure this shit out. They've been at it for God knows how long. So is the governments. Conspiracies. They got the alien ships. They got the aliens over there. Where do you think we're getting our technology from? Please. I snorted at stuff like this. I'm not saying that aliens are coming down here. I'm asking the question, why? I gotta direct these couple of videos to the guys upstairs, okay? I'm not talking about political. I'm talking about out there in the universe. Let's say if this stuff actually get to be broadcast instead of being stored electronically, zeros and ones in electronic flux. If they were actually transmitted out there, what would I say to the universe? I would say to the people in the universe, if you actually had an adequate translation device, why would you want to be coming down to this primitive planet in the first place? What possible thing could we offer the creatures out there that they don't have? Food? Water? Land? It's the only things we got. Except screwed up atmospheres right now. Water's being polluted left and right. And we got a propensity for shoving out so many satellites up in the sky. It's not even funny. We're scaring each other every time there's a satellite falling down because they use up their purposes and they crash and burn into ourselves. Not to mention we got an aging space stations upstairs, low Earth orbit, trying to conduct as much experimentation that they can on the human body on the off chance we are possibly going to one of the planets in our solar systems to walk on it for the first time. And it has been over several decades since we had walked on our own moon. Now, while some of the other creatures may think, well, what's the problem with that? We can get over there in the blink of an eye. Well, for humans, it wasn't. We had to use chemical rockets to shove three guys in a spam in a can into space, have it survive there for long periods of time before coming back. And we had several missions going to the moon, landing on the moon in craft that are supposed to be shielding them from temperature variations, but not exactly much radiation either, or micrometeors for that matter. The suits had to be protective enough to try to protect them from micrometeors. Yeah, right. But they are out there, that's for sure. And we planted a flag on there with multicolor, blue background with multiple white stars on it, and then red, white stripes outside the box. Now, for some people, they couldn't even recognize what the hell that is, but to us down here on planet Earth, that is the flag of the United States of America. We hold our heads high because we're prideful, egotistical creatures of habit. But why would you come down here in the first place? If you happen to engaged in our conversations that we've had with a lot of people as we broadcasted for generations and then suddenly silence after that, we switched over to direct satellite, but it wasn't broadcasting in the electronic soup out there, in electromagnetic soup. The fog that we just drifted out with all of our signals and what former lives we led. People that are no longer alive in this day and age. They're long since dead. But they're representatives of time gone by. They come over here just to see what was going on, and they'll probably practically get themselves blasted out of the sky. If we actually had a good target lock and we actually knew what the hell they were, baby. You know, we've had movies. I mean, if they actually saw the movies we had actually generated for ourselves, they could probably understand the fear and paranoia that we have in this day and age. We do the same damn thing to ourselves down here on the planet. We don't like it, we shoot you. Of course, we got laws that theoretically prevent us, and then we'll be prosecuted for that, if caught, or when caught. But when it comes down for visitors from beyond, we call them, what the hell do you want us to offer you or present to you that you don't even understand? How primitive a culture we are? We sure as hell are. We're more advanced than a normal caveman, if there is any such a thing like that. We're tearing apart our planet's resources left and right for our own consumable needs. We're not renewing sources. If we had, we would have been able to constantly replenish. But we're constantly tearing apart our planet. And they're probably looking for other planets to do the same damn thing. We complain about our own life forms down here, like the creature cockroach. The multi-legged creature that scurries about. It just reproduces left and right and brings a mess to humanity. These things are survivors. They're practical survivors of nearly every damn thing that they could face. Hardiest creatures out there that we hate because we can't get rid of these sorry sons of bitches. We'll poison them, we'll squish them, and they still come back to life. Invade everybody and food sources and everything else and contaminate. They bring disease with them. So we have to constantly fight these little bastards on a constant basis. We constantly fight our own life forms for survival. What could the aliens want in this time? Is it because of our own literature that we keep writing left and right? We write about different things left and right. We write about sciences and fiction. We write about fantasy. We write about love. We write about death. We write about politics. My God, there's so much politics out there. It's not even funny. We write about our experiences concerning about what we consider theology. Our own religious experiences. Our own spiritual awareness. Tapping into planes of different existences, we try to call them. Now, I don't know if any of it works. I don't know if any of it's true. I've heard too much about it throughout the lifetime. It drives me crazy and boggles my mind. Transmeditational meditation of different sorts, where you're supposed to put your brainwave and your body and soul in a sync, where you're going to be transcending your mortal coil into a different plane of existence here, while maintaining heart rate down here. People try to do that with chemical drugs. It's called LSD. Angel dust. Of course, they had problems with that afterwards. Rest in peace, you people. Other than that, we have a nice, lovely planet over here for people to avoid. I imagine there's a lot of people over here that deal with science fiction a great deal, and they would love to deal with another alien culture. They can't stand their own damn culture over here, but they would love to see another alien culture because it's so not like them. I'm saying going about the whole situation because, yeah, I grew up under the same mindset of thinking, wouldn't it be nice to see an alien, or wouldn't it be nice to see that the characters we create in real life? And then as we keep getting older, we've seen our old idols, our own icons, getting older and dying off one by one. We're understanding that our own species is limited in lifespan. We compare ourselves to a story concerning about the ant versus the tree. A tree has been there for countless generations, and yet the ants probably have a short lifespan, or maybe even the flies. Want to deal with that one. Maybe about a 30 or 45 day lifespan. Next to a sequoia who had lived about 100 years. Go do the math. How many generations of flies is that? There's an algebraic expression for you there. We look at the aliens as the trees, and we're the flies. What happens if these aliens were the flies and we're the trees? Wouldn't that be a hell of a prospect? They live a short life and they die. But they had multi-generational ships or lives to create these devices to get them to and from places. Wouldn't that be nice? Things to think about, things to talk about, and things. I don't even know what the hell I'm trying to say right now. Except for one thing, I'm going back to bed and sleep all this nightmare off. How does that grab you?